boy, oh boy, a customer attacks worker, then judge offers a job. What? Yeah. Now it depends on what type of job, because if you're talking about like
if the job is jail, okay.
yeah, you
They got jobs in there.
They sure do.
You assaulted somebody, and you're literally going to get off scot-free. I can't remember if this is a vertical video. No, this isn't. So this is going to be this here. So yeah, y'all just need to take a look at this video, and we're going to break this down.
Well, an angry customer who threw a burrito bowl at a Chipotle worker in Ohio received quite a unique sentence today after pleading guilty to assault. Rosemary Hain told the judge she responded the way she did because the food was disgusting and not what she wanted. The judge said,
That was aggressive.
What gives you the right? The audacity.
Even if the food is disgusting, you
how dare you
throw it at the person that didn't make it. She's obviously the cashier.
Yes.
Yo, I read that she didn't like how the food looked.
Yeah.
Like, not that the food was disgusting. She like literally, she went strictly based off appearance.
Yeah.
And that's why you know how bad your day and your life has to be to get mad at a fast food restaurant's food appearance.
Yeah.
Like, you shouldn't be expecting much out of the presentation to begin with.
Yeah.
But like, you see it being made as
yeah, that was the other thing too.
I didn't even think about that. You're right.
You couldn't have said like,
hey, wait.
Hey, can you like maybe
change
like
this?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
You know what? Maybe she did do that, and maybe she was one of those customers where she was kind of maybe belligerent the whole time she was up there. It could have been that. It didn't really say when I read it, but yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Every time I've ate Chipotle or any Tex-Mex place, it looks exactly the same.
Yeah, it does.
Like every time I get the same thing.
But it always tastes. It depends on the taste. Like,
no, I mean they can taste.
It hits or miss. It's a hit or miss
depending on
sometimes.
who cooks it. You know the
Gotta have the right
flavors.
people.
Yeah, I mean, of course, but that's expected. That there's varying degrees of through every chain restaurant, but you can see the food being made, and it's like fast food. It's like, what are you expecting? Like,
well, people throw food in there too. So
if you want a good presentation, go to Ruth Chris or go to. I mean, even if you go to like Longhorns or something that's a chain, sit down restaurant, you can get some good presentation.
Or make your own food, and you get to make it. You get to plate it exactly how you want it to look.
Yeah, buy your own land, slaughter your own cow, process it, and then you can.
Well, she won't do all that.
That's too much work.
It is. She's entitled to other people to have serve her. So.
And now, apparently, she's going to have to serve other people.
Sentenced her to 180 days in jail, but suspended 90 of them. Here's why. He also gave her the option to get 60 days of jail credit. The judge told Hain that she would have to work 20 hours a week at a fast food restaurant for 2 months.
I don't like her face right here. That tells me she's like, did you see the way she was like talking? I didn't have to hear what she was saying. It was just the way her body language was being presented. Like she had to none of this was her fault. And she was just responding to something that upset her. Like, it was disgusting. I didn't want to eat it, so I threw it at her. This is what she looks like.
It's like those parents who make excuses for their kids. Like, well, the kid didn't want to sit down in his class.
She's the kid of one of those parents.
This is just basic.
This is that kid grown up. This is that kid grown up.
That's wild.
This is what happens.
Ooh, that's scary.
Yeah,
that's scary.
Yeah,
because we're raising a whole generation like this now.
Yeah. Common courtesy. There's no home training.
You know, the golden rule, I learned that in kindergarten. It looks like it's just thrown out the window.
Yeah. Probably because it came from the Bible and people discovered that and now they don't want to use it anymore.
Yeah, because a lot of the culture, not that they don't agree with the Bible, they just want to be the antithesis of what it says. And so they'll do the opposite of what the Bible says because they're mad at Christians. Now, again, we've discussed this ad nauseum that some of it is merited, but we need to do some fixing as Christians and change our perspective on some things and not be so dogmatic and
that's a heart problem.
Proud. And so, like, we got the answer and know all about God, because that's how it's presented a lot of times.
That's so true.
And some of these people are like, hey, like, what about this? And then it's like, no, we got God. It's like, no, that's not a good answer.
Not at all.
We need to have some better, intelligent answers for how to proceed with Christ-like principles, following the manner in which Christ walked, but also using the current technological advances and knowledge that we've accumulated since his earthly, humanly reign on earth. So, yeah.
Do you want to walk in her shoes for 2 months and learn how people should treat people, or do you want to do your jail time?
I'd like to walk in her shoes.
That's the only
No, that's
Yeah.
See, I'll tell you why that's not a good enough punishment.
Yeah, good enough. Yeah.
Because, well, one, if she is going to work at a fast food restaurant, well, first of all, does she have a job already?
She does. I read that in the article. She has a job.
Where does she work at a fast food restaurant?
It's going to be like court ordered that she, do this. So she's basically, I think, safe with her job.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I think.
So
Maybe I read that wrong.
well, yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah.
But so is this like a community service, or does she get paid to do this, or
Does
like
the funds
how does
go-
that happen?
It's probably
To
community
somewhere
service.
It's got to be
Right.
some form of community service.
It's probably that.
But also, I'll tell you why this also doesn't make sense, because her problem isn't that she doesn't know how to walk in people's shoes. It's that she has a lack of respect for people because she wants to be served, right? Now, in fairness, if in her serving other people, it could help to soften her heart, but it's not going to get to the root of the issue of her lack of general respect for people who are serving her, right? Because when the roles are reversed, that dynamic has to change, right?
But even still, like even if she's the serving one now. If a customer makes her mad, she'll just get mad at them, like she did with this lady. So it's like, is it really helping her? Probably not.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Why should the city taxpayers pay for her and feed her for 90 days in jail if I can teach her a sense of empathy?
How is that going to teach her?
Well, I see where he's coming from, but it's not good enough, because like you guys were saying, I don't think it's gonna really seep into her to change her heart by doing this. You know,
is there going to be a test for what she's been taught?
Yeah, like I don't know
when
how you
teach
would
somebody,
even. I like the attempt though. I feel like
I do too.
I feel like it's the system we're supposed to have for rehabilitation purposes.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But I guess I'm part of the problem because I don't have a solution as to how else it should be done.
I think.
Go ahead.
If she has to work at a fast food restaurant, it should be Chick-fil-A. Because
Really?
she'd be forced to be like, my pleasure, if someone says thank you. And
Have the
their
accoutrement.
standard,
I think that's the word.
their standard of how they do things for their customer, their servitude, I feel like that would actually work.
I think that's a good
because if she goes to
idea.
Burger King, those people
Yeah.
treat people just
That's
like
true.
she treats.
Yeah.
treated that customer. So it's like, yeah,
might teach you to hate people
more.
more.
What is the standard of the fast food chain that she's going to be working at? So, and is it going to actually be enforced and be held accountable, or is it going to just be one of those things? Because, when we got in trouble for something we thought was stupid or petty, we would just be like, okay, we're kind of just doing this to get through it. It's like, oh, whatever. Coach doesn't know what he's talking about. Like, he made us run. We're just going to run to get this over with. And that she could just go through the motions of having to, work this job. And so I'm with you, Miracle. I like the attempt, and I think that it was necessary and that she does need to have some form of community service along with her sitting and thinking about it.
Yeah.
But it shouldn't take away her, sentence or her days that she needs to
I
sit
agree.
and think about. Because that's the bigger
I
punishment.
agree.
That's the bigger punishment.
I think she should sit that full 90 in there and
Yeah.
then do the job if that's what.
Yeah.
I think I would have been a lot better with that. Yeah.
Because imagine if this was worse on a bigger scale, or imagine if she was just let off scot-free, and then next time
or something worse.
Yeah, she throws something and it like really damages and harms somebody, like messes up their eyesight or just anything, just physically harms somebody. And it's like, well, did she really learn, or is it like there may not be any saving her anyway? But I feel like there needs to be a stricter punishment, but like you said, I don't know.
Yeah, because she didn't even seem remorseful to me.
No, not at all.
Like, she was not remorseful at all. I'm like, geez, like, not even after you did it, you were like, well, I guess that's what pride is. So
yeah.
I don't know.
But well, then again, the judge is great because he's like, yeah, I want to show her empathy, but she doesn't know what empathy means, and so telling her to do a task isn't going to automatically instill empathy in her, because I'm sure at her job she has to do some type of service for somebody, whether she's in the service industry or whether she has to serve a boss. You're always serving somebody, and if she's already like this, then I'm not sure if just working a fast food job and being quote unquote in the shoes of the person that she attacked is going to change her mindset fully. Right? It just might be one of those things where she goes through the motions.
Yeah.
And after Hain completes her work assignment, she will have 30 days left to serve in jail. The assault victim says she is pleased with that sentence.
I'm sure she is.
It's just so aggressive.
She really was. She went back with it. Like, she didn't just.
It wasn't just like a toss.
Yeah, she like put full arm force into that. Yeah.
Yeah, she was throwing a haymaker with food.
My goodness.
That's what she was doing.
Like,
no, we live in some crazy, crazy times.
Tell me about it.
And T-Mac is right. It's very immature. Grow up. Let us know what you think. Those were our thoughts. We'll be right back if you're in the live chat. But if you're not, check out this video next.
Fight for the algorithm.